Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We appreciate your viewership. Let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Potter and hard-working crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 60, low 45. That's January winter weather, and I love it. Look at the all-important water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. How about right now, 58.6, right at the end of the pier at Panama City Beach. Take a look at the river readings brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola Bluntstown reading a 6.6 this morning. It's sort of weird, I jumped up, back up, and so it's going down now. For the weekend, it's going to be low, around 6 foot, so it'll be decent water on the big river. Looking over the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's got a slow, steady decline. It's going to continue pretty high, though, right at 8 foot. So there'll be a little bit of high water up there around Caryville on the way down into the Choctawhatchee Bay system. Look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good, strong tide today. Look at that low tide this morning at 9:03. We're about to get to it. And a high tide tonight at 11:17. I know you've enjoyed a really full moon the last couple of nights. It's been really nice. Our wind direction, we're looking at coming to west-southwest at about 10 to 15. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our guest this morning. This is Dr. Irvin Clark.
Yep, Coach Chester. Pleasure. Yes, sir.
So glad to have him. I call him Irvin some, but we also Dr. Irvin Clark, Associate Dean at FSU PC.
Yes, sir.
And we're so glad to have you.
Yeah, hey, pleasure to be on the show.
We've known each other a very long time, and our roots run deep, but pretty close to the same area.
Gaston County finest, Greensboro, Quincy, Sawdust community.
We'll get together and talk about these old timers we knew way back in the day. That we spent an hour. We had lunch the other day. We couldn't get away from each other.
I know.
Talk about old timers. But I'm so proud of Irvin. He grew up in West Gaston.
That's right.
And he's here now. Here's what we're going to try to get to sooner or later. FSU PC is putting in a bass fishing team.
That's right.
And we're here talking about it, and that's really what we want to get to, but we've got to give you a foundation and also. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Irvin.
Well, my name is Irvin Clark, and I grew up in Greensboro, Florida, and proudly served my country in the United States Navy, and proud to say, Coach, I've been at FSU Panama City going on 8 years. 8 years. And so I work for a homeboy, Randy Hanna, that we both know very, very well.
Okay. Randy was going to come on the show. He's sort of under the weather right now, but if Randy would come on, Randy's from Greensboro, so we would have had three men right here from West Gaston County. We would have started rolling then. But,
yeah.
Randy, when you feel better, we want you to come on too. And he's a big dog out there.
Yes, sir, he is. He is our dean, and as you know, great things are happening at FSU Panama City under his leadership.
And he told you, he said, we got to get a bass fishing team here. So.
That's right. Well, I tell you, bass fishing is taking off. In fact, just 4 months ago, Mosley High School started a bass fishing team. Bass fishing is not new to FSU Panama City. We had it once before.
Yes.
But Hurricane Michael caused us to lose our bass fishing team, and we're anxious to get a bass fishing team back.
And we're going to work on that, see what we can do as Panhandle Outdoor viewers and just people that love the outdoors and love young people and helping out. But you went to the Navy, and then you came back to family. You played a little bit of football.
I played a little bit of football. They said I was halfway decent. I made All-American twice, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thought enough of me to pick me up as a free agent. But as fate had, I ended up blowing out my right knee. But I was with the team for the whole year.
You were with the team for the whole year?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. What do you think about pro football? Are those guys pretty good? Or?
Well, they are good. I mean, the best of the best.
Yeah.
And so it was an elite group of young folks.
Who was coaching Tampa Bay then?
Richard Williamson when I first got there, and then Sam Weiss came in just before I left.
Okay. That was good coaches there. You grew up in that area, and we didn't have a lot of opportunity but a lot of us just kept working hard, didn't we?
Yes, sir. Well, you didn't know what you didn't know. I mean, tobacco fields was plentiful, tomatoes was plentiful, but Coach, there was a lot of opportunities for fishing. Yeah. And that made me reflect on my childhood of walking down Highway 12 just a few blocks, just a few minutes from my grandparents' house.
Yep.
The old Bateman farm, if you would call that, to go down to the Shepherd's Mill Pond And imagine being a little kid with a cane fishing pole, going to catch catfish and brim. Nothing like it.
That's a little bamboo pole, and going down there, and so that's south. So many of us learn how to fish here in Florida Panhandle, and probably throughout the South. But that was a lot of fun with it.
Yes, sir.
And
they're in Teloja Creek.
Let me talk about Teloja Creek now. So, Shepherd Mill Pond, and what's cool about that, we're going to talk about in a minute about how the connection to Randy Hanna
Yes, sir.
Shepherd Mill Pond.
That's right.
It's amazing how all this stuff came together. And
Yeah,
all.
it is.
So fishing has always been important to you.
Yes, sir, it has. You know, when I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
But there's something spiritual about fishing. It brings a certain kind of peace and man with nature, and it's always good to catch something, but just the act of doing it is a good thing as well.
Well, you preaching to the choir right here because we all talk about that all the time, and they know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
And speaking of preaching, you do part-time, you do preaching over
I do a little bit of preaching. Honeyville United Methodist Church over there in Weehawken, Florida. Great congregation.
Good group of folks.
Excellent. Hey, salt of the earth. Good people.
Good people.
Yes, sir.
What time do your services? You do?
We have a 9 a.m. and a 4 p.m. service every Sunday.
That's
yes,
cool.
Sir.
So if you're in that area and don't have a church or something, run up there and all. And I know I've heard good things about you. I really have. And
yes, sir.
Also, before that, you were up at Greenwood?
I was at Greenwood United Methodist Church for 4 years.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So sort of filling in and doing good things.
And listen, just do the Lord's work.
That's awesome.
That's what's most important.
That's awesome. And we're talking about the spiritual thing about being in outdoors. It could be, like I say, sitting in a tree stand or sitting on that river bank and on that creek, and you just feel closer to nature and all. You know what we're talking about.
Coach, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but then if you think about young folks that have a passion for fishing, and you think about all the crazy stuff that's happening, and students and young people stuck on video games, but a chance to study and embrace the great outdoors. That's why it's so important for FSU Panama City to get this bass fishing team back and join Mosley High School and many other high schools around northwest Florida that have bass fishing teams, and a number of universities throughout the Southeast that have bass fishing teams, to include Florida State, the University of Florida, Alabama, Auburn, a whole host of universities.
There's a group of them, okay.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Today we're Dr. Irvin Clark, Associate Dean at FSU PC. Homeboy from my neck of the woods, and we always get tickled about sharing these things. It's ironic that we're all together here and we're still talking about fishing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I know I know y'all what a good job y'all do out there. And talking about Randy Hanna, and the Hanna family goes way back in Gaston County history. And like I said, you're fishing at the Shepherd Mill Pond.
Yes, sir.
And what that was, it was a corn. They made. Explain how they did the corn.
Yeah, well, it was a water-fed grist mill, and in fact, it was the last operational grist mill in the state of Florida. And you can ride by there now and see 1875 proudly displayed on it.
My grandparents would take their corn up there, big old sacks of corn, and they had a grist mill. We'll go round and round and grind it down for the flour, and it stayed. Is it a national historic? I mean, it's the old house. Let's look at a couple of pictures here. Yeah. Check this out. This is right outside of Greensboro. The building's not there anymore.
The building is still there.
Well, I mean the tall part. Yeah. Right here. This is still there.
Yes, sir.
Now you can't read. It says Shepherd's
Mill Pond.
Shepherd Mill Pond, and then on this side of the highway was the little pond, and the water go through it there. See there? And is that not cool?
That is so cool.
And
fond memories of fishing there.
And there's another picture of it with the water coming out, and there's no telling how much. Okay, and what is this picture here? This is on the other side there. But anyway, this area is still there. It's right as you go outside of Greensboro before
Highway 12.
Highway 12, right before you get to the interstate, and it's a really historic area to me.
Yes, sir, it is.
Also.
Yes, sir. Like I said, lots and lots of fun memories
but
there.
Randy, it was Hanna, Randy's folks. Here, I'm going to show a picture of Randy Hanna. We got to put him, he can't be here in person, but there's Randy right there. Right.
That's our dean.
That's our dean, and West Gaston, here he is. He was with some guys here.
Salvation Army, with our superintendent, Mark McQueen, the president of Gulf Coast State, Glenn McDonald, and that's Bill Husfeld.
That's right.
Former superintendent.
Yeah.
That was just this past Christmas.
Yeah. And
yep. Always giving back to the community.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes,
so
sir.
We're real proud of that and all. So Randy's family did that for a long time. Then Randy worked his way up to be, in Tallahassee or FSU. He did a good job working his way up.
Listen, Dr. Randy Hanna was someone that I was, my whole life, I spent in the shadows of. Even though when I was in kindergarten, he was in the 7th grade. And but he went on to the University of Florida. He was in the FFA when he was in high school, and had show hogs and cows, and went to the University of Florida, got a degree, went on and got a law degree from FSU, and a master's degree from Emory, and then got a doctorate degree from University of Pennsylvania, from Greensboro, Florida.
From Greensboro, West Gaston County.
Yes,
all the way up out there. That's why we're so proud of him.
Yes, sir.
And South yourself. You've done pretty good too.
Well, hey, God is good.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of y'all. I just get tickled. My granddaughter graduated from FSU last year here, and it's such a great graduation. See those young people, all the things. What are all the things y'all offer out there now?
Well, we have 29 degree programs at FSU Panama City. Wow. I mean, bachelor's degrees, master's, and we got our first doctorate program in nurse anesthetist. Some of our niche programs, of course, engineering, which is very, very heavy, and also law enforcement, public safety. Our crime scene investigation program is tops.
Yeah. Are y'all still doing that underwater crime?
Oh, yes, sir. We got a dive program, and so we do the underwater crime scene investigation. Cool. Yes, sir. Social work, education.
Y'all got the best dorm in the state of Florida. When you look at that dorm right there on the water, where the kids can those apartments there.
Can you imagine that? Living right on the North Bay, infinity pool, jumbotron football screen, TV where you can watch FSU football games poolside.
Well, I'm hearing stories now from different people and all where their kids didn't want to go to Tallahassee. They want to come to Panama City so they could live in that dorm.
Yeah, well, imagine that. I mean, I call FSU. I call FSU Panama City FSU's greatest asset.
It really is.
Yes, sir.
And I'm proud to say now I do have a degree from. I'm a Gator, okay, we know that. But I do have a degree. One of my degrees is from FSU.
Hey, now that balances your life out.
Yeah, balance my life out. All my friends and buddies from Gaston County went to FSU.
Yes, sir.
But the other thing we had in common was the outdoors.
That's right.
Everybody loves the outdoors, and I guess that's why we still do a daily TV show, because so many people in this area have this love and passion for the outdoors.
And Coach, and that's what this is all about for us. We always looking for opportunities to engage students.
Right.
And being unlike the Tallahassee camp, where they got 500 and 600 clubs in the organization, we look for all kinds of ways. So we have golf opportunities, volleyball opportunities for our students, leadership opportunities. But this bass fishing team, when we had it, it was something very special for our students and all the coastline here in Bay County. Why wouldn't we do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're looking at a situation where, like I said, a lot of other colleges, it started a while back, but it's a challenge to start a bass fishing club. It really is a challenge. And what we want to do, we want to support all we can and certainly let people know about it. Hardly anybody knows they're starting a team, so we're letting people know. You heard it first here on Panhandle Outdoors. But when you get an administration up here, you start to think how many college presidents and deans and all are going out and trying themselves now. I'm talking about other people down below them are starting, but when the president, associate dean, and all, when they're reaching out to start it.
Well, that's how
speaks volumes.
And that's how important it is for us. We are part of this community, and people don't know how much you care until you show how much you care.
That's right. And y'all do such a great job with it. And like I say, Randy would be here. He's going to come on next time, but we're going to pick his brain too. But I know he loves outdoors himself. He loves walking. He loves getting outdoors. I've seen him out there walking in St. Andrew and all the different places. So, what about if and when? I know not when. It's not if. It's when we get this team started. What do we need to do as viewers from our show, and how can we help?
Well, Coach, we're starting from scratch. First, I want to say thank you for having lunch with me last week. And also for connecting me with Travis Page, which was already a really good friend. I didn't know Travis was the advisor for the bass fishing team, and we had a great meeting. But we're starting from scratch. I mean, we need everything from a boat to fishing poles. We need everything. But then we also, if there's anyone that has interest and talent that they want to share with us, advice that they want to share with us, to get this bass fishing team started. Again, at FSU Panama City, it is welcome.
Okay. And that is so important that we have some kind of input and all, because we're outdoorsmen and we want to share. And I got tickled at Travis Page. He wasn't quite sure it would go over. And that first meeting they had at Mosley Outdoor classroom, that classroom was packed that night with parents. And it was amazing.
Well, let me tell you what he told me. 34 students, 17 teams, 6 of those teams are already competing at the state level. And the really good news is that 7 of them are seniors.
Oh.
And if you think about that,
Yep.
and if we had a bass fishing team.
See the big experience.
Correct.
And you stop and think about these other schools. A lot of other schools around here have it too. Sneed, you were saying?
Yes. Sneed, Crestview, Liberty County.
Liberty County.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And all the schools could start with that. And what a great way to keep in tune with the outdoors with young people doing that.
And I also see it growing more right here in amongst Bay District schools.
Yeah.
Mosley leading the way.
Yeah, Bozeman's been real strong with it too.
Oh, okay, good, yeah.
We'll take our last break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, 12:53 to 2:53 this morning, and this afternoon after lunch, 1:16 to 3:16. Before we get back to Dr. Irvin Clark, I got a quick announcement to make, because they changed the date on this because of rain coming Saturday. They were planning this for this Saturday, the Pheasant Tower shoot up there right before we get to Clarksville, and there's a phone number there. That's one we've talked about before. The Four Feathers Plantation, about a mile before we get to Clarksville, and they're going to release 250 high-flying pheasants. So if you want to book it, they changed it from this Saturday to February the 8th. Okay, so I want to pass that on. Rodney and Sheriff David, or former Sheriff David Tatum, and all will be doing that. And we're sitting here talking about just education in general is so important. And one thing you brought up, the 2+2.
The 2+2. Well, first let me say this, FSU Panama City has a fantastic relationship with Gulf Coast State College.
Yeah.
In fact, over half of the students that live in our new Seminole Landing apartment complex are Gulf Coast State College students.
Okay.
And then also for the last 7 years, we have this initiative between the two campuses called the Seminole Commodore Alliance. That's where we can formulate co-clubs and organizations between the two campuses. So not only can FSU Panama City students participate in this new bass fishing team, but also Gulf Coast State College students. And I think that's what our legislature would want us to do.
Exactly.
Is do things together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a community of outdoors people throughout the Panhandle, what are some things we can do to help out, to help get this started?
Well, as I said, we're starting from scratch. And when we first started this initiative back in 2017, we had a student from Eufaula. And you know about Eufaula? Matter of fact, hey, we called him Fish Boy. And he's one to help us get our bass fishing team started. And he had a boat, and we did well. And we all know about that natural phenomenon called Hurricane Michael.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, he finished, and COVID, and so the timing is right for us to start again. Time, talent, treasures. It'd be great to have a boat, but any equipment that someone is, willing to help us out with, and then also talent, if they're willing to help us.
And how can they get a hold of you, or the university just call?
Well, they can reach me via my email address, or iclark2 at fsu.edu, or hey, call me on my cell phone at 912-844-2018. Reach out to me.
Reach out to me.
Yes, sir.
And when Moses was getting started, and also over in Liberty County, I knew there's some kids had some boats because their daddies had the boat.
Correct.
But some other kids didn't, and they were so good about getting kids that didn't have a boat. And then also the other way, there were some retired fishermen who still love to fish. And they volunteered some of their Saturdays to just run the boat and let the kids fish.
Well, that's what Travis told me.
Yeah, and Travis.
That's how they make it work.
That's how. Yes. Tell us about that.
Well, and like I had a great conversation with Travis Page, and it's just a blessing. I already know him and his dad, Mark Page. Mark and I are Gideon brothers.
Yes.
And just a wealth of information of how you can get it started without having everything, but at the same time, Travis said that the community rallied behind Mosley High School with equipment, allowing them to use their boats, scheduling times for students to go out with folks who are willing to take students out, and it's working.
That's awesome. And I had a reviewer who retired from the Midwest, and he was all big-time bass fisherman. Moved down here to watch the show, and he called me and wanted to give all his equipment. And that's how he got all kind of equipment, all because he was getting too old to bass fish. And those kind of things. And I'm not telling you to give don't quit fishing. But,
Yeah.
but if you have any kind of equipment and all, every little thing will help. And the time you can't put a price tag on.
No,
time.
sir, you cannot put a price tag on time. And then know that this is a part of our student engagement initiative. That young folks, they spend about, 2 to 4 hours a day taking classes, and they have a whole lot of other time. And where these activities come into play, university sponsored, they're on those devices, but university sponsored activities, it gives them a different outlet, but it is a retention tool.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And I get tickled sometimes. I run across the top teams in bass fishing, and some of these aren't. I mean, some are like Auburn and Georgia, and I see there's some. But a lot of these, Wisconsin, they're some of the top teams.
They're all over the country.
Yeah, but then some of these small schools like Montevallo.
Montevallo has a really good team.
They're
in Alabama.
10.
Yeah.
So our goal is to get FSU PC up in that top 20.
Yes, sir.
In a couple of years, and it can be done because these boys and it's girls too now.
Yeah, boys and girls.
Boys
yes.
and girls, because there are girls fishing there mostly. They can fish.
And listen, if you never learn how to fish, it's a good opportunity for us to teach students how to fish.
Sure is. It sure is. And it just takes time and patience and love of it. So,
Yes, sir.
Well, I told you time would fly. So
It has gone by quickly.
We're about to run out of time, but again, I appreciate y'all taking an initiative to do this, asking you, our viewers, to help any way you can, and just moral support, if nothing else. Just let folks know it's a good deal for our community. So thank you.
Yes, sir. And Coach, thank you for the opportunity. Really do appreciate you and everything that you do for our community.
Well, thank you, Urban. I tell you what, I've got a great support staff. A lot of folks help us all. So,
Well, it takes a village.
It really does, well, especially something like this. So, folks, we appreciate it. You're a big deal to our viewers. You're the biggest deal, and our sponsors. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all do something good for someone else today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.